Ladies and gentlemen, listen, we are plumb pleased and pleasured more than that privilege to be on this webinar with you, whether you're watching this during the morning, afternoon, or the evening, depending on your particular time zone. And listen, we're going to clear up some myths, some fallacies, just some confusion on tonight about jobs, how to create wealth, credit, and a myriad of other things that we know are extremely important to you. Move this off of my screen so I can see. There we go. All right. So a little bit about my wife and myself, guys. Listen, we've been in this game, for lack of a better term, about 15 years combined between the two of us. Both of us were able to retire in our 30s, guys. And since then, we've been seen as the go-to motivational speakers for corporate and private events. People refer to us as phenomenal trainers, and we don't take that lightly. And we just want to encourage people to take a front row seat in the movie of their own life, and they don't have to sit back and let things happen to them. Now, over the last 15 years, we've acquired millions of dollars. Now, some of that stuff did require huge, and I do mean huge upfront investments. And we fully realize that some people, most people, don't have huge amounts of capital or cash to invest. And blessedly, luckily, we stumbled across a company called Econ. Econ is short for My Economy, and it's the personal financial success company. Now, as a company, it's 13 years old. It's based out of Atlanta. It's debt-free, and it's expanding across the country at a rapid pace, ladies and gentlemen. And it's technology-driven, which simply means we're going to show you how to take the internet, how to take your phone, your tablet, your PC, your laptop, and literally turn it into an ATM. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 13 years, we've used time-tested strategies to help people like you, myself, Cortez, and all of the thousands upon thousands of associates inside of My Econ to cash flow over $400 million, ladies and gentlemen. That's absolutely exciting and mind-boggling. And over the next 12 months, we're poised to help our members cash flow another $100 million. Would you like to be in place and participate in that? Well, what is the mission of My Econ? We have a very simple mission here, and it's simply to help people experience more personal financial success. What does that mean? Maybe you want to upgrade your lifestyle, right? Would you love to change your car keys? Would you love to change your zip code? Do you have some dreams and goals that you want to accomplish and see come to pass? What about retirement? Hey, we know that according to statistics and the government and all that stuff, you're supposed to be around 66 and a half to retire. But ladies and gentlemen, let us tell you this, contrary to popular opinion, retirement has nothing to do with age, only money. And we're going to show you how to get that out of the way on tonight. Now, let's look at a tale of two countries really, really quickly. America is the wealthiest country in the world. America accounts for 25% of the world's wealth. We've got 536 billionaires and 10 million millionaires right here in America. But 80% of Americans are struggling financially. 80%. 69% of Americans, ladies and gentlemen, have less than $1,000 in the bank right now. Imagine having worked 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and right now today, that did not allow a person to save up $100 a year to have $1,000 in the bank. Only 4% of Americans attain financial success. Only 4% of Americans attain financial success. In fact, by the time a person is 65 in this country, they're dead or dead broke. So the question has to be asked, why are so many people struggling in the wealthiest country on earth? Well, number one, taxes. Because we know taxes are always going to go up, up, and never away. Man, we are taxed going, we taxed coming, we taxed making, we're taxed saving. Many people say, well, I'm going to just go work overtime. I'm going to get a second job. And to their dismay, they simply find out the more they make, the more they take. The second challenge, inflation. Inflation. We simply know that's just the cost of goods and services constantly rising while a person's income stays stagnant and in essence decreases. See, if everything goes up and your pay stays the same, in essence, it's not the same, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually less. When you look at, the cost of gas, right? How much is gas in your city and state right now? Well, my wife and I, we reside in Memphis, Tennessee, and all of our vehicles, motorcycles, trucks, cars, all of that stuff takes 93 octane, ladies and gentlemen, 93 octane. That means it takes the highest that they have at the pump. For us, that's roughly about $3.75 a gallon for 1 gallon of gas, okay? Look at the cost of higher education. It literally has quadrupled over the last 10 years. And to add insult to injury, 85% of college graduates from last year are unemployed this year. And of the 15% that are employed, 85% of them have a job in a field that their degree is not in. Amazing. Look at that grocery basket, guys. You see that money in that grocery basket? We wish that meant that Americans were just taking money out to their cars by the basket load. But what it really means is, depending on where you shop, Whole Foods, etc., you could end up spending your whole check simply to get great products and groceries for your family. Again, not sure what city and state you're in, because you guys are chiming in from all over the country. But right here in Memphis, Tennessee, a gallon of milk, ladies and gentlemen, plus the 9.25% sales tax where we live, is almost $5 a gallon. So let's take a look over here at this gas and back over here to the milk. If you make minimum wage or anywhere close to that, you literally have to work 1 hour for a gallon of gas and work another hour for a gallon of milk. Absolutely atrocious. The third challenge that people are facing is debt. In fact, I want to pose the question out there today. How many of you guys got bills, right? If you got more than one bill, raise both hands. You got a lot of bills, stomp your feet. If you're late on some of them jokers and they've been turned over to collections, just moan a little bit, right? Ladies and gentlemen, that debt is something else, man. Have you ever been to work sick? Have you ever been to work and you needed to take care of your children, take care of your family member, just simply take care of yourself, and you couldn't? And the reason you couldn't take off work is because you got debt. I think it's the Smurfs, the Oompa Loompas. Somebody had a song that simply said, I owe, so off to work I go. And millions upon millions upon millions of Americans every single day have to go to work simply because they are in so much debt. The Bible puts it this way: to whom you owe, you are a slave. The borrower is always subject to the lender. We've got to get you out of debt, ladies and gentlemen. The next challenge people face: credit. See, initially, some people were able to start off with a credit card because their credit is what we would call decent, right? It was decent or maybe even good, right? They had qualified for a credit card, a major credit card, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, American Express. But because of cash flow challenges, because of circumstances beyond their control, because of a lack of financial education, they were not able to maintain those credit cards, and they had to move over to check cards, right? That's simply your ATM card, your checking account card. Now, it still had the Visa MasterCard logo. However, you were not using OPM, which simply stands for other people's money. No, that card was directly connected to your account. And if the funds were not in your account, the card could not be used. But lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, some people wrecked their check card. They wrecked their check card. They bounced checks. They overdrew their accounts. They got in the check system. A myriad of problems happened. Now they had to go over to the money card. The money card. That's right. They found themselves at Walmart, Walgreens, Western Union, all of these different stores, ladies and gentlemen, literally having to purchase a money card, load money onto that card so they could use it as a credit card. And they found out certain limitations and certain tragedies occur with a money card, up to and including having to pay for every transaction that goes through a money card, having to pay to load the card, having to pay again to reload the card, and then fees coming out on top of that. And even some of the money cards have the nerve and the audacity to have an annual fee associated with it. See, once again, more money is leaving your household. So if your credit score starts with a 4, 5, or 6, we can help you here at My Econ with our Smart Credit Restoration Kit. Guys, the next challenge people are facing is simply just a lack of financial knowledge. See, 95% of America is an employee or self-employed. The problem with that is this. Number one, you have no leverage. You literally have no time, because your time equals dollars. The money that is received from being employed or self-employed is linear, meaning work 1 hour, get paid for 1 hour. Now, 95% of America is self-employed or an employee, but yet they only participate in 5% of the wealth. That doesn't even seem right, does it? But let's look at the right side of the quadrant, the business owner. See, a business owner is completely different from a self-employed individual. See, a business owner has a system, and they have people to work with them and for them to create their money. Or you want to become an investor. An investor simply lets the money do all the work for them. Only 5% of the population, ladies and gentlemen, is a business owner or an investor. Yet that 5% enjoys 95% of the wealth. So the question has to be posed to you on tonight. Would you rather be on the left side of the quadrant, or would you rather be on the right side of the quadrant? I think we all could unanimously agree that the right side is the right side. Our solution is very simple here at My Econ. Our personal financial success system is going to help you with our smart cash flow strategies. We're going to teach you to repair your credit. We're going to help you build business income online. That's right, online. See, when does the internet turn off? Never. So we're going to show you how you have the potential to earn income 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we're going to give you a world-class investment training. That's right. We're going to show you how to have your money work for you. Now, inside of our income shifting techniques is a strategy called, income shifting, which simply shows you how to cut your taxes in half, ladies and gentlemen, legally, ethically, and morally. You're going to shift your dollars, which currently go to taxes, and create a positive cash flow by 2 methods. Number one, we're going to show you how to correct your tax withholding. That's that W-4 form. That's the form they give you on your job, right? Soon as you get hired, well, the problem with the form is you don't know how to fill it out correctly. HR doesn't know how to fill it out correctly. And as a result, your form is filled out incorrectly and it's costing you money. Number two, we're going to show you how a business is going to help you maximize tax deductions. Now, some people go, wait a minute. What do you mean my W-4 form is filled out wrong? Shouldn't that person know how to fill it out? They work in human resources, and human resources is going, wait a minute. It's not my form. It's your form. Shouldn't you know how to fill it out correctly? Well, as a result of so many people having that form filled out wrong, the IRS literally sent out a letter back in 2005, April 29th, 2005. And it simply gave us some refund facts. It said that federal tax refunds to individuals totaled more than $215 billion last year, which would have been 2004. They said more than 101 million taxpayers got refunds. That's 80% of people that file taxes. And back in 2004, the average refund was about $2,126. But it asked and answered a major question. Where does your refund come from? Where does your refund come from? It comes from your wallet or purse. Interesting statement. My refund comes from my wallet or purse. Absolutely. When you tell your employer how much to withhold from your paycheck, well, how do I tell my employer how much to withhold from my paycheck? I do it through my W-4 form. Or you make an estimated tax payment. For the average refund, that's about $40 a week too much. $40 a week too much. $160 a month, $1,600 a year back in 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing people overpay their taxes $300 a month, $600 a month, $900 a month, $1,200 a month here in 2018. The letter goes on to say you might be using the extra withholding as a forced savings method, but Uncle Sam doesn't pay interest on refunds except in special circumstances. Putting the money in any type of savings account or paying down the debts might be a better option. Obviously, it's a better option. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your money and it wants to be free, but we can't free your money unless we free your mind. And that is the goal, purpose, and intent of my Econ, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's take a look at why you want a home-based business, why it's imperative that you join my Econ. Because when you have a home-based business, ladies and gentlemen, it allows you to turn things that you're currently doing into tax deductions. So here's some examples, guys. Your current car or truck. The government wants to give you roughly 55 cents a mile for every business mile you drive in your car or truck. Now, the average person drives about 15,000 miles a year. Let's say out of those 15,000 miles, 10,000 of those miles are business miles. Well, that alone is a $5,500 tax deduction. Let's look at your communications devices. Apple, Android, Samsung, PC, tablet, internet, Uverse, Comcast, Direct, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, you have this stuff anyway. You're paying for it anyway. If you had a business, a home-based business, you could write off a majority of these things on your taxes. How many of you guys like to travel? Planes, trains, automobiles, cruise ships, spaceships, right? When you have a home-based business, your travel becomes tax deductible. So there are your meals and entertainment, even wages. Well, what wages? You're able to pay your children up to $12,000 a year to work for your home-based business. Now, many of you may be going, pay my child. Wait a minute. Hey, let me pause you. You're paying them anyway. It's called food, clothing, shelter, field trips, toys, video games, hairdos, hair fixes, haircuts, etc., etc. See, you're spending the money anyway. Without a home-based business, These things are basically liabilities, taking money out of your pocket. But when you have a home-based business, they become potential business deductions. And now these liabilities are flipped on their head and become assets for you and your family. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you software to show you how to get out of debt. Remember, we talked about that earlier. To whom you owe, you are a slave. The borrower is always subject to the lender. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a software that will show you how to get out of debt in record time. And for the sake of time, I won't go through this entire illustration, but as you can see that the software helped this particular person eliminate $225,000 worth of debt, and they did it in just 7 years. And that included their car, their visa, and a $200,000 home. That is absolutely phenomenal. Now, we also talked about the investing. So let's just give you a quick example of some people that have been able to take their money that used to go to debt, that used to go to bills, able to invest it and get a huge return. One person had $2,945 worth of monthly bills, which was $35,340 a year. They became debt-free using our strategies and our techniques. Now the bill money becomes cash flow. They invested that cash flow at just an 8% return, and in 10 years, it grew to $538,000. In 15 years, it'll grow to $1,019,000. That is absolutely phenomenal. And this and more is in store for you here at My Econ. Now, I would talk about the income statements, guys, of the working poor versus the income statements of the middle class versus the income statement of the rich person. I'm going to skip over the poor, skip over the middle, and go right to the rich. Stop looking at the fact that they are rich. Let's take a look at how they became rich. Again, contrary to popular opinion, rich people start out with a job. They have expenses. But what they do is they have the uncanny ability in the beginning to keep their expenses to a bare minimum and have almost no liabilities. They use the income from their job, guys, from the job. That's right. It's your job that's going to set you free. It's your job that's going to make you wealthy. Because here at My Econ, we're going to show you how not to use your job as a source, but use your job as a resource to create assets, starting with what? A home-based business. Even grab a traditional business. Show you how to invest in stocks, real estate, have multiple streams of income, and most importantly, get big, huge tax breaks. So the rich person takes the job, pays their expenses, which are very low. Sometimes you step back to step up, all right? Then you get assets. Those assets, ladies and gentlemen, will now pay for your expenses. See how that works? So the assets create money, along with the job creating what? Money. You've got double the money, but half the expenses. In a matter of time, you can eliminate your job. There goes that time freedom. Ever wondered how they quit? Ever wonder how to become a stay-at-home mom? Here's how. Your assets now produce all of your money, and you now use assets to pay for your liabilities. The mortgage, the car note, the credit card, the cell phone, water, lights, insurance, entertainment, travel, etc. is paid for through the assets versus blood, sweat, and tears. So now the beautiful cycle of financial freedom begins. Time freedom begins. Being able to leave an inheritance for your children's children now begins. And we're going to teach you all of this and more here at My Econ. So don't let your hard-earned money, your vacations, lifestyle, and investments slip away. Don't think about this. Don't meditate on this. Don't run this by anybody. See, if they knew how to do it, they'd already be doing it. If you knew how to do it, you would already be doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes, guys. So give me 5 minutes. Now, the first part that I just covered is what we call non-negotiable or not optional. It is not optional. It's non-negotiable for you to keep overpaying your taxes, and you don't have to. You do not have to keep a credit score of a 4, 5, or 6 for the next 7 to 10 years. That's a myth. That's a fallacy. We're going to show you how to repair your own credit. You can learn to invest. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on courses. You don't need a special degree or certification. You don't even need an investment banker. We're going to educate you on those processes. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the potential to become a millionaire inside of my Econ by simply joining, exercising the techniques and the strategies, and staying disciplined and consistent with the process. Now, remember earlier, I talked about showing you how to make money online. That's this part. We have a world-class compensation plan. Now, I got to read this disclaimer because you guys are seeing Doc and Winter make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month in this business. You guys are seeing other couples come in and do $250,000 in 90 days. You're seeing people buy brand new Bentley GTs, traveling the world. I mean, it's all real. It's all true. However, the My Econ compensation plan is optional, and it is not a solicitation to participate exclusively in the team building or recruiting program. Any reference to potential income is not a guarantee, and any income earned will be a product of a business owner's effort and hard work. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's just fair, and that just makes common sense. So all of the excitement, all of the stories, all of the testimonies are absolutely true, but nothing is being given to anyone, and nothing was promised to them. Nothing is being promised to you. It's simply based on our effort and hard work, and it's going to be based on your effort and hard work as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Financial Success Membership, which comes with so many different benefits and products that are on your website that people can go and purchase from you. They get some of these beautiful membership perks. You get a wonderful paycheck included with that. Guys, the website is jam-packed with value-based products and services. I mean, we can help you protect your identity. We've got the cash flow manager. We've got the credit restoration. People can book travel. We've got nutritional products. We even have a cashback mall, plus many, many more exciting products and services. Now, why is that beneficial to you? Because people have been programmed all year long to spend money, ladies and gentlemen. From January to December, people are programmed to spend money. So now you're flipping it. You're not being a consumer, you're becoming a prosumer. So instead of you spending money, you now provide an avenue for people to spend money with you. That's why you must have a business of your own. So let's talk about the recruiting process really, really quickly. Man, if you'll go out and just share this opportunity, share webinars like this one, conference calls, recorded videos, live events and conferences, the same way you share a movie, the same way you share a restaurant, the same way you share a good book. The only difference is when you share those things, you've been doing that absolutely free. When you share these things, you're going to get paid for it. If you'll go out and just share this with 2 people, guys, you'll make $10 for your first person and $10 for your second person. That'll get you promoted to what we call EVP. That simply stands for Executive Vice President. Now, we've already gotten you a pay raise on your job, and becoming an EVP inside of my Econ, Executive Vice President, gets you a pay raise inside of my Econ. Well, what am I talking about? Well, remember, you made $10 for this young lady, $10 for this gentleman. Well, if you'll put in a third person, refer a third friend, family member, social media buddy, my Econ's going to put 35 bucks in your bank account. That's a huge leap, ladies and gentlemen. That's a $25 pay raise. And there's no limit to the amount of people you can personally refer to my Econ. But in this illustration, let's just say you stopped at 3. You only referred 3 individuals. Well, inside of your base shop, which begins with your third person and beyond, you begin to make overrides off of your team referring people. So this young lady, let's just call her Susie. Susie refers this young lady, refers this gentleman. Well, she makes $10 the same way that you did. But you're going to make $25 for that referral and another $25 for this referral because Susie is on your team and in your base shop. Ladies and gentlemen, this phenomenon continues. The first 2 of every 2 in your base shop finds its way up to you. So that's a $25 check. That's a $25 check. That's a $25 check. That's a $25 check. Ladies and gentlemen, and this goes on to infinity and has the potential to put thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in your bank account simply for referring a handful of people to this spectacular program. Ladies and gentlemen, you need passive income, and we have a passive income strategy. Passive income is generated only by you having assets. That's why my wife and I took money and started a coaching practice. We took cash and started a car wash. We took cash and started a spa. We took cash, self-published our book so we can keep all of the profit for ourselves. And we're going to show you how to generate these assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, plus many, many more. Everyone needs passive income, ladies and gentlemen, and we empower our associates to build passive income. So the question's got to be asked, how do I get started? It's very simple, guys. This entire system has sold for as much as $399. And I know you would agree that it's worth thousands of dollars, but my Econ is in the business of making money with people versus off of people. And if you get started right here, right now, you can join for $47.90. Man, that is absolutely crazy good. $47.90. And then 30 days later, you pay a $34.95 monthly licensing fee, ladies and gentlemen. That's your website. That's updates. That's account payable, accounts receivable. That's marketing. That's all the contracts. That's all the benefits that are associated with all of our vendors, guys. For $1.19 a day, you and your family can be financially free. You're in the right place at the right time, but will you do the right thing? See, my Econ plus you equals success. But like anything else, this won't last long. So make the right decision. Make it now before this opportunity goes away. My name is Dr. Jerry M. Bobo, and it has been a plum-pleasing pleasure, a treat and a treasure. More than that, a privilege to have been on this webinar with you.